welcome to this edition of the Southwest Ohio Magazine with your show hosts Gregg, Curless, and Mary McPhail. Tonight we are going to Coney Island for the 29th Annual Appalachian Festival that was May 8th, 9th, and 10th. So be sure to stay tuned. And now here's Gregg, Curless, and Mary McPhail.
Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to Southwest Ohio Magazine. And Mary, we're here at the Appalachian Festival at Coney Island, and what a beautiful day, isn't it?
Well, we're having a great time already. We've been around to look at some of the exhibits, and we're here visiting now with the Hills of Kentucky Dulcimer Group.
Right, and I tell you what, there is not a handsomer group of people anywhere at the festival. I'm going to tell you why. Mel, you would agree, wouldn't you?
I agree with that 100%.
Okay, good job. And tell us a little bit about the Kentucky Dulcimers Club, if you would, please.
We're kind of a spin-off from the Cincinnati Dulcimer Society. We formed our own club about 6 years ago with 10 people. Right now we have around 100 members, so I think we're going pretty strong, and we're all practically from this northern Kentucky, southern Ohio area, so we have fun. Wherever we're invited, we go play. We play reasonable too sometimes, cheap, free.
That's pretty reasonable, Mel. I have to agree with you on that.
I can see they gave you great accommodations here. If it rains, you guys are going to get to play pretty close together, aren't you?
That is togetherness.
Now, how often does your club meet?
We meet the first Thursday and the third Thursday of every month, and we, prior to our meeting, we have lessons for beginners. We encourage people to join the club, and if you don't know how to play, we'll teach you how to play. Whether it's right or wrong, we'll teach you how to play, and you don't have to know music. That's the beauty of a dulcimer. We do everything by tablature. In other words, you put your finger on 1, 2, or 3. If you can count to 10, you can pretty well play the dulcimer, and you'd be surprised how many people we've really got to be good dulcimer players just from this small class we have.
Now, I tell you, this kind of music is just traditional with the Appalachian Festival, and there is no beautiful sounding instrument anywhere around than a dulcimer. And where do you buy these?
Well, this was made in Mountain View, Arkansas. Where's yours made from?
Mine's out of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, by Bill Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It is
it's
beautiful.
Just beautiful.
They're made all over the United States, really. We got one lady made, got one made from Santa Margarita, California. It's a Blue Lion. I made 37 of them. I found out it was work, so I quit. I didn't retire to go back to work. So
Now, see, I think it would be fun to hang around Mel, learn to play a dulcimer.
That's
you
right.
You have a very warm sense of humor.
Well, who do you have over here, Mary?
I have Harold and Ed over here, and tell us a little bit about your instrument. How long have you owned it, and where did you get it from?
This is a mandolin. I've owned it since 1954, and I purchased it from the Ace Camera Shop in Cincinnati.
Well, a local instrument then. That's wonderful.
Where it was made, it's the only one I ever saw with that name on it.
And Ed, you're jamming with this group today. You're with another group. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I'm with the Old Time Music Group. There's 4 of us. We've been playing old time traditional folk music for 20 years. We've been together. We're probably one of the only Ohio bands that's ever been invited to the Tennessee Fall Homecoming down at the Museum of Appalachia. And we'll be back down there in October again this year. But today, I've been trying to plant my crops on the farm for the last 4 weeks. And that's the reason I'm down here, because I can't get them in the ground. It's too wet.
You're not kidding about that. Have we had the rain or what? Isn't it, Gregg?
No,
it's mush out there.
It was mushy. We had our 4th grade class went here yesterday, and it was raining most of the day on Friday, as our viewers know, and boy, it was kind of a mess. But let's meet these 2 fine folks over here. Actually, we have some more people sitting in here. Tell us your name, please.
I'm Debbie Grizel.
And Debbie, who's this handsome gentleman over here next to you?
That's Dan Hamilton.
Okay, and how about the fine folks sitting next to you, or behind you, rather?
Yeah.
And Ernest Harris. Okay, well,
I'll
it's nice to
bet you
see
guys
everybody.
are related.
Well, they keep us straight. See, he's a Baptist minister, so we can't be too rowdy at times.
Well,
So you have a built-in chaperone.
I want to tell you
I
what.
can tell you some stories about this guy. I'll let you know.
Well, I was going to say, Mel, you look like kind of a guy that needs a chaperone, if you ask me. I mean,
Well, thank you.
I think you busted him, Gregg. There's no question about it.
On that note, do you think you could play us a song?
I don't know now.
Now that I've insulted you, no. All right.
How about Jimmy Brown?
Okay.
We'd
Jimmy
love
Brown
to hear
sounds
it.
great. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
of his town. I have no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. I pass the daily paper to earn my daily keep. I pass the morning paper serving Amy Jimmy Brown. Now everybody knows I am the newsboy of his town.
And stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back to Southwest Ohio Magazine right after this.
I got a head with a wooden leg, the best old hand that ever lived. Legs go right and a hand around the bone with my head in a tree, don't never know harm. That's it. Mom?
That's all.
Welcome back. Greg and I are here with Wally Baldock of Beaver Pond Rustic Furniture. Welcome to the program, Wally.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit about the furniture you make? Greg and I were remarking on how unusual the wood is, and it really is from a beaver
It's
pond.
from a beaver pond. What I do is, when I'm out hiking in the woods or whatever, I came upon a beaver pond and then just took the wood. What the beaver does is it actually gnaws off the ends, okay, and chews all the bark off the wood, and then I basically take the wood, brought it home into my workshop, and made it into a chair.
So the beaver really does a little bit of the work beforehand, right?
He does
Wally?
a lot of the work beforehand. All I do is put it together for him.
Do you give him a commission or?
Well, no.
No.
'Cause
all right.
you know, I've never seen the beaver at the pond. And I mean, they're just not there. They're real solitude animals. So they just, you hear a big splash of their tail and off they go.
Subcontracted beavers.
That's
yeah.
right.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it is. It's
Well,
great.
so how did you get started in this? What first made you think furniture when you saw gnawed wood?
Well, I'd been making the bend in the willow before, and then I just saw that and thought, well, I can make a chair out of that. So I just brought it back and started making it. It was really quite simple.
We were talking in a program we had about a year or so ago, Mary and Wally, about how beaver are beginning to make a strong
Big
resurgence
comeback.
back into the streams around Ohio. So
Very much so. Everybody's been asking me, where's the beaver? You know, I mean, where do you get this stuff? And I really don't want to tell people because we don't want to scare them away.
we don't want to scare them away.
Yeah.
Although I got to say one thing, though, folks. I noticed here behind you, Wally, I don't want to try to... we have a little Skill 9.6 volt drill. So
I don't use that on this furniture, just on
just
the willow.
on this one. Okay,
There's
I was
like 250 holes in that thing.
Oh,
and
okay.
you got to
okay.
put it in there.
And you got to put it in there. I was going to
So it
say,
doesn't
you know,
split.
you could probably really increase your time with this over the beaver, you know, because
Well, it's hard to hold that beaver and get him to get him to chew
Now,
on the knots.
that I'd like to see.
Yeah.
That would be kind of a trick. Another program, maybe.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
Wally, thank you very much for
Well,
being on our
thank you. It was a
program. It's nice
pleasure.
to have you with us.
Nice to
Best
meet
of
you,
luck
Wally.
to you.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Well, thanks, everyone, and we'll be right back.
Annie.
Well, everyone, we're here with Willie Couch from Couch Family Dairies, and Willie, it's nice to have you here. You guys are actually goat dairy farmers, is that right?
Right.
All right, tell us about that. I know that is a growing business, I bet, isn't it?
It's getting to be pretty good business, yeah. A lot of small farms, a lot of people moving out suburban.
Do you sell mostly to private individuals or to wholesalers for
We
cheese?
sell
and
mostly
milk?
private. We don't really sell milk. We sell meat goats. A lot of people around are using them for meat.
How many goats do you have on your farm?
I have 6
6. And where's your farm located, Willie?
in northern Kentucky, Alexander.
All right, well, I want to tell you what, folks. I am going to try to attempt to milk this goat right here, and
I admire you for this because I would be reluctant to do it. I would be kind of scared to do it, but you're going to do it, and
well, Willie, I want to ask you a question. I noticed that all the little ones who were up here milking the goats, you gave them these little blue ribbons.
Yes,
Will you
sir.
give me one of those if I'm successful?
It says you get a squirt of milk, you get a blue ribbon. You got to get that squirt of milk.
I got to get the milk.
you have to be
I
successful.
had a lady try to buy one time. I said it's not right. You got to get the squirt of milk
All right.
because it says you milk the goat.
Okay, well, I officially can't display this unless I'm
Unless
successful.
you get the squirt of milk.
Well, will you teach me how to do this?
I'll
Willie?
do it.
All right,
I'll
show
do
me what we're doing here. All right. The goat's name is Annie, is
This
that
is
right?
Annie.
All right. Hello, Annie. Willie, I don't know if you know this or not, but on this program, I've not had much success with animals over the years.
You'll know how to milk when you leave here.
All right, all right.
All we're going to do is put a tourniquet right here,
Okay,
hold tight,
and then just squeeze. That doesn't look too tough. All right, let me try this.
It may move, so they'll say I'm not cheating.
All right, just kind of like this.
Yeah, and then put your fingers around and squeeze.
All right. It's not working, Willie.
Hold tight at the top.
Hold tight at the top.
Hold tight at the top, real tight.
All right.
Put all your fingers around. You don't have to put. You got to put it in your hand.
Come on, Greg, you
Now
can do
squeeze.
this.
Squeeze hard.
Hey!
How's that?
All right. That's great. Whoa, and I'm spilling the
And you
milk.
kick the bucket so you don't get no milk for supper.
I don't get any milk for
There's
supper.
your pin.
Annie, thank you very much, and I can wear this proudly here.
Congratulations. Well, Greg, you milked a goat.
I know. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Oh, no. I don't want to.
No, here. You don't have to do it on camera. Sit down. Sit down here.
Turn that off. I don't want to. Show me.
Just put a tourniquet back there.
Yeah.
Hold tight at the top first, and then squeeze. It's just nice and warm and soft.
All right.
She's fine. She won't hurt you. Hold tight at the top.
Yeah.
Just don't put your fingernails in. Hold real tight where the milk can't go back up and squeeze. Now squeeze your finger. There you go. See?
Look at us do that again.
I don't want to do it again. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Here's your ribbon.
All right, thank you.
Mary, I'll tell you, a while ago I remember reading a newspaper article about a bunch of scientists got together and decided that had to name what the most significant invention since mankind began was. You know what they said?
Right, the printing
The
press.
printing press,
In
right.
fact, they did a whole thing on Life magazine in inventions of the 20th century issue. It was wonderful.
Right. Well, and we're here with somebody that operates a printing press, and this is A.J. Jones from A.J. Prints. Is that correct?
That's correct. Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
And we want to talk to you a little bit about this marvelous piece of equipment that you have here. Tell us about it, if you would, A.J.
The press we have here, this is a reproduction of an 1800s time period. This is a press that would have been used by the tramp printer, meaning someone who was traveling around the countryside to do printing, basically on site, small job work. Here we're printing this handbill for the Island Queen, and this is typical of what this press would have been used for. So they come into town, they have here was the Island Queen is running from Cincinnati out to Ohio Grove. This press can print that, any other small job work that needed to be done around just as the printer traveled around.
So this wouldn't be printing the Gutenberg Bible by any means, right, A.J.?
No, this press is the 1800s version, or the 18th century. This press has metal parts on it. The original from Gutenberg's time was all wood. We are assuming that the press that Gutenberg of his time period evolved from the wine presses of the German area. So they had a lot of wine presses around, so the screw and the nut to apply pressure was adapted in the printing presses of that time. The 15th century press is all wood. And there are reproductions made, but they are, again, those are assumptions on our part as far as the history and how it worked.
Now, I know that one of the most involved part of printing is actually the typesetting, correct?
That's correct. One letter at a time, and it's all built upside down is the way you build a form. Some people think about it as being you're reading backward. Well, you're not. You're still reading left to right. And you write, or you set type the same way you normally think or the way you would write, but you build the form from the bottom up, and it's upside down. It's not backward, it's just upside down.
You know, that's one of those jobs that have gone by the wayside in the electronic age, or typesetters, because now there isn't a newspaper in the world that involves that, probably, I'm sure.
There is no need for the typesetter as we knew it.
Well, AJ, can you show us a little bit about how this works, and maybe we can demonstrate actually printing a flyer?
The form here is the same as I said. You set it one letter at a time and build the form. Some ink is applied to the face of the type. Then
Isn't this interesting, Greg?
It's wonderful.
One sheet of paper, and this is in fact the way that Gutenberg and his time period would have done it. So it was all built one letter at a time. The ink was applied. Now we put one sheet of paper in place. Close the type or the paper down over the type. Now, a part of this style of a press, because this is wood, it was impossible to get a piece of wood large enough to cover the full form. So we only roll this thing in halfway, then pull the devil's tail, apply pressure, roll it in the rest of the way, apply pressure again.
Definitely manual labor, Greg, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. Ah, and there it is.
And then we have
wow,
the print.
That's beautiful.
One page at a time. Now, the thing we're talking about here, from a production standpoint, the processes that I went through in early days, this was a three-man operation. So there was one person who actually pulled the devil's tail, applied the pressure. So this was an art in the touch. There was somebody else who was feeding paper to it, putting the paper on, and another one that was pushing the bed back under the platen so that they could get in excess of 100 or so of these prints. Now, you know, they could run 200-300 impressions an hour.
A mini assembly line.
Just kind of a mini assembly
That's
line.
correct.
And I'll tell
That's
you, Mary,
correct.
the teachers at school complain because the Xerox machine only makes 70 copies a minute. So, and they think it's too slow.
Well, what I'm impressed with is that you're really keeping this skill alive so people can see it and see how really people not so long ago made all their handbills and advertisements and newspapers.
That's my objective, is just to keep some of it around and keep it in operation. That's the other part of it. There's a lot of collectors of different things from history, but keeping some of this in operation is what I think is important as well. Keeping it from a preservation standpoint is one thing, but we need to keep it in operation.
Well, Mr. Jones, this has been a real pleasure, and I know Greg feels the same way.
It's
Thanks
been
for
great.
joining us today.
Thank you.
Nice to have
Appreciate
you
it.
with us,
Pleasure.
AJ.
And
Thank
we'll
you
be
very
right
much.
back.
Okay.
And we're here with Paul Keenley from Keenley Forge in Beaver Creek, Ohio. Paul, it's nice to have you be on our program.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
And tell us about your business. This is a very unique kind of display, and I know that you don't see this often. And tell us about it, if you would, please.
I'm a blacksmith. I get into mostly ornamental iron, decorative iron. I don't do horses. That's more of a farrier's trade in today's world. And most of the items that I have are designed for the outdoors, yard and garden type of thing, accent pieces for the edge of a flower bed. We have trellises that roses or clematis can grow up. We have bird baths of assorted sizes for the yard. We also have some camping utensils. We have a tripod to cook a pot of beans over. We also have a little thing called a squirrel cooker that's kind of unique. It's basically just a fork that has a lazy man's arm to hold it so you don't have to roast your knuckles when you're cooking the evening meal.
When you're cooking those hot dogs and
Yum,
marshmallows,
sounds
Mary.
good, doesn't
Sounds
it?
good.
Yeah.
You also have some fence gates here, too. Now, have you ever had anybody want you to do an entire fence?
I have done fence work. I'm not set up for installation. I can design it, build it, but then I'll have to give it to someone else to do the installation for me.
Right, that sounds great.
Now, I'd like to ask you how you got into this. Was this a family trade?
Not really. I teach school and I have a degree in industrial arts, and I started out just dabbling as a hobby with woodworking, then I got into gunsmithing, making muzzle loaders, and each time in the woodworking I had to make some of the tools that I needed for the carving and the muzzle loading. I made parts for the guns, and all of it kept drawing me back to the forge. And with this, usually when you've got it shaped and put together, you're finished. With woodworking, there's an awful lot of sanding that needs to go on, and you're only half finished when you get to the sanding part. So I like this. It's challenging, and I'm still learning every day. I've been doing it for 27 years now.
You know, Mary, Paul was telling us that the material, the metal that he used, it comes from recycled cars.
Recycled automobiles. Most of mild steel today is recycled automobiles, and it comes in assorted diameters. cross sections, but it's all in 20-foot bars.
All right, I'll tell you what.
I think that's interesting.
It is interesting.
Thanks
Paul,
for meeting with us
Thanks for being
today.
on our program. It's nice to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be right back. Well, welcome back, and Greg, this has been a fun day, and we're here now with Harley Chandler of Chandler's Coat Shop. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the work you do here. I see you're holding a beautiful sled.
Yeah, we build this size sled and one that's about 6 feet tall. They're made out of poplar and beech, and they have a steel sole on the runners, and you can steer them. And they're guaranteed for life.
Guaranteed for life. That's great.
What do you think, Greg? Looks like fun, doesn't
I
it?
would love one of these. This is when craftsmanship was at a high quality, and you know, it's just not like the things today made out of plastic at all. So, and Harley, these sleds are not the only thing you make. You're actually a carriage maker, I guess, officially by trade. And there have to be, what, 3 carriage makers left in the country, I would think?
Probably does my type of carriages. There's several Amish makers that builds the Amish carriages, but we try to build the original type carriage.
Well, before we went on air, you and Greg were talking about this machine that we see here in front of us. Could you tell us what this is and what it does?
This is called a wood shaper that was made in 1873 by the W.F. and John's Barnes Company. It is foot powered, and it costs $20 new.
I'll be darned.
The cutters were extra. They cost you $1 a piece, and you could get 20 of them.
Okay, Mary, I'm going to try. I'm going to see if I can,
Greg,
if I can
you
do
can
this.
do
Hang
this.
on, let me sit down here. Harley, you're going to have to help me, all right?
Watch him,
Now,
Harley.
notice-
He could be dangerous.
Notice, too, that the belt is leather, and that's how machinery used to be years ago, is with leather belts, weren't they?
Now watch your fingers.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Greg, we
now
want
he tells me.
we want all of you to be on the next
All right,
program.
Harley, would you hold my microphone for me here? Okay, I'll be real careful now.
We'll find out if you could be a shop teacher in your next incarnation.
Go in real slow. Don't get your finger. Go a little bit at a
You're
time.
spraying Harley with wood chips.
I see.
Wow.
Well, Harley, it doesn't exactly look like one of your sleds, does it?
What are you making?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
A doorstop, maybe.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Well, thank you for being on our program, Harley. It was nice to have you there.
Thanks, Harley.
And we'll be right back, everyone, right after this.
Buckeyes, hey, go ahead and do the old
Well, Mary, we've had a wonderful day here at the Appalachian Festival, and our last stop is here at a vendor that makes all of these great toys. And
You know, I feel kind of inspired. We've watched all these talented people all day long. I think we should start our own musical group, Greg and Mary. So we can do this.
I don't sound like the Dulcimer
No,
guys,
but
though.
close.
Okay, here we go. You
We're
ready?
easy.
I've
We
heard
need
this.
work.
Someone long ago told me this line: "Don't quit your day job." I think I know what they mean.
I know.
Also, so we have
Okay,
these great
so-
pop guns here. And this one reloads itself
Yes.
too. You kind of pop and then
I know.
reload.
So as you can see, there's lots of fun to be had at the Appalachian Festival. This is the 29th year of the
29th
event.
year, right.
And it's every year Mother's Day weekend. So if you didn't make it this year, make sure you put it in your book for next year, because we've had a lot of fun.
We sure have. And as we close our program, everyone, we want to remind you of all the fine sponsors for Southwest Ohio Magazine. So that concludes another show. And Mary, who knows where we'll be next time?
I
huh?
know. Keep tuned in, because we've got a lot of adventures ahead of us.
We sure do. So long, everyone.
Bye-bye.
No road race.
Well, Frank and Johnny were sweethearts. They had a quarrel one day. Johnny said he's leaving. He said he's going away, never coming home. Home later on. Frank said, hurt Johnny. Mama, Johnny, please stay. Oh, now, my honey, I done you wrong, but please don't go away. And Johnny cried. while Frankie sighs. I'm going away, I'm going to stay and never coming home. You're gonna miss me, honey, in the days to come, when the winter winds begin to blow, the ground's covered up, and when you think of the way you're gonna wish you back your loving man. You're gonna miss me, honey, in the days that says to come. Johnny, man, your hour done come. 'Cause underneath that sycamore she wore a 44 gun. These love affairs